Hi guys, back again with me Austin from Mobile at Heart. Today I'm going to share to you my experience on Hasbro's Indiana Jones 3 3/4 inch short round figure. Alright, so it's a very cool figure, I really like it. I'll explain to you later on why. Anyway, this guy is, if you know the character, he is Indiana Jones, one of Indiana Jones' best friend, and it is based on his appearance in the movie Indiana Jones and the Temple of Doom. Okay, so yeah, it's very cool. Oh, by the way, I don't have the packaging. It's a carded packaging. I threw it away, and I tried to look for it, but normally, this Indiana Jones Hasbro normally came with a secret crate, with all the treasures. One figure normally came with one treasure. So, for example, previously I already mentioned this is the sundial, it's the Sparta helmet. So this one I think came with the Anubis statue, something like that. This tall, but I kind of gave it away to a good friend of mine. I think, yeah, I kind of forgot about it. Oh, I sold it. I forgot. Anyway, but all the necessary accessories for the figure is actually here. So, okay, without further ado, let's take a close look at this guy. Short round. Okay, let's take a look at the head or the face first. Anyway, the cape is not removable, it is molded there, which is fine by me. You see that and logo, I'm not sure what's that. Okay, but detailing on the cap is good. Okay, and then the face, it looks Asian. No, I'm joking, he's Asian. Right, it's not like super cool or super good, the mold, just normal basic, but at least the execution is not that bad. See, the eyes is kind of okay, and then the skin tone is just um, okay. I think the mold is not that bad. All right. The head is cool. Anyway, moving on. This piece of this piece of his shirt can be taken off as usual. It's very rubbery, so I'll just take it out to show you what it looks like inside. Okay, it's not that hard actually, but in camera sometimes you have to focus more. Anyway, inside there's a, so it's like he's wearing the inner inner t-shirt here, cloth, white clothes here. I like the wrinkles, and I like the fact that the skin tone is still somewhat consistent from the head to the chest there. I like the fact that, see, there's a wrinkle inside, although it may not be visible at all. This piece is rubbery. Okay. No, he's wearing flannel. I like the details on the pockets there. It's a bit, there's a bit of molded detail. It's cool. Okay. So again, the pocket here is really cool as well. I appreciate that. You know. Anyway, there's no point in taking it out, because as usual, in this color figure, you take it out and then the remaining clothes that cover the arm is still there, and it will look weird if you take out this this piece only, unless it is a fast. Okay, it's kind of reasonable to do that, but in this case, no, it is not. Okay. Now moving on to the arm is the same flannel shirt, okay, all over. I think I appreciate, yeah, it's quite good, okay, not too bad actually. The pen is kind of, it's plain, but a bit of wrinkle and detailings there. See here, there's detailings. Yeah, interesting. I just want to mention to you that the figure is quite small actually. Now I realize it when I take hold on my hand. It's very small. um, the shoes is just like normal shoes. Okay, so it's kind of sneakers. Okay, and exposing a bit of the skin on the leg, so that's cool. Nothing much downward insert. Okay, but I like the fact that, consistent to the movie. um, it's kind of dirty and all over. He looks, I mean, yeah, he just looks, that in the story was kind of enslaved as well, if I'm not mistaken. So yeah, I think they try to portray him in that situation, in that condition, which is cool in my opinion. Now the articulation, the head is on ball joint, so you can kind of move it downward a little bit like that, not so much upward, side to side a bit again, but you can turn it around 360. Okay. uh, the arm is actually a ball hinge joint. It's very impressive that although it is small, it is still packed in articulation. So that's the hinge. This is the upward extension. You can rotate it and use the hinge to do something like this to the back. Of course, you can do the normal motion, front punch, back punch like this. The elbow you can bend this much, not too bad, and then rotation, which is cool. The wrist, I think you can turn it around. Can you? Let me try. I'm not going to force it, but probably not. Okay, probably not. Yeah, I don't think there's any articulation, so I'm not going to force it. You can rotate up here 360, and then it's the old pivot joint, same with Star Wars figure, so you can do something like this, a full front kick and full back kick, but at least it is still position and open leg position, so that's cool. The knee you can bend. Let me try. Kind of stiff, haven't done it in a while. Okay, so that's the extension of the band. You can turn it around. Okay, so that's cool. It's a ball hinge joint after all. And I think, yes, you can rotate the ankle, but pretty much it, because the hinge will be too small. Anyway, it's still very very cool. I appreciate that they pack him with articulation. Okay, now he's being also given several accessories. One is the little tiny knife, okay, which is kind of okay, not super detailed, but at least they painted differently on this part and with the blade part, so that's kind of good enough in my opinion. Okay, so you can wield it on both hands, okay, either on the right or on the left. I think it's supposed to be on the right because you're going to use the left hand for something else, but just want to show you that it's working, by the way. But it's just that there's nothing to hold this beside the wrist, okay, the palm, so you have to kind of use it every day. I mean, display it with the knife. And then it's also being given this piece. If you notice, this looks like what do you call that? Some kind of holster, I think. Yeah, kind of clothes, satchel, and all just wrapped around like that with the shirt, white shirt maybe. I'm not sure. Just my assumption, really. But I checked the description somewhere that this is supposed to be what do you call that? Indiana Jones equipments. Okay, yes, this is part of Indiana Jones equipments. So there was this scene where Indiana was kind of mind tricked by Molaram, and then he freed himself, and slowly he managed to save Indiana. Okay, I'll explain to you how, but basically you can. Oh, of course, when he came to save Indiana as well, he bring Indiana's equipment. So this is Indiana's equipment. You can kind of put it there. Okay, just take out the head first to make it easier, and then you can kind of use this part here to hold it with the left wrist like this. Okay, so that's cool, I think. All right, I think it's cool that it's like he's supposed to be running while holding this, in my opinion. Okay. Now he also have this. Is the torch. It's a burning fiery torch. The down here is kind of rubbery. Okay, because if you remember the setting of the movie, you know, the place, the temple was kind of within the caves, I think. So he needed this torch. So yeah, it's rubbery. Okay. The fiery part is kind of cool. So it looks like, you know, molded in a way that, you know, he's wielding it while running. Okay. It's like he's running, you know, running with the torch, right? Like that, and then the fire kind of move into the direction uh, because of the wind, right? I think it's cool mold. Not perfect likeness to a fire, but yeah, at least we know, we get the idea. Um, Strawberry as well, but quite solid. Okay, so you can hold it with his right hand like that, you know. My only gripe is that in this position, there's nothing. I don't think there's something to hold the tiny blade here, tiny knife. Okay, short knife. Otherwise, if you know you have a pocket so that we can stuck it into, it will be great. Other than that, it's still a very cool figure to have. Okay. Alright, let's scale him up. Okay. So the top of his cap is standing around, oh, I think around almost 2.75, so probably 2.7, 2.6 something perhaps. Okay, so he's below 3 inch. It's quite small. It's because it's true to the character. He's a young kid, young boy after all. So it's very cool. And let's compare him to other figures. Let's compare with the Temple Guard. See, that alone shows a lot, you know? And the Chief Temple Guard is even more. There's a lot of differences. I mean, he's a little kid after all, you know. But I appreciate the fact, you know, despite how small it is, Hasbro at that time still give him the proper amount of articulation, which is awesome despite being small. You know, if you watch my video on one figure called Marvel Infinite Series Rocket Raccoon, then you will know that you know, that figure is just so less articulated. This is another boy figure, if you're wondering. That's Anakin Skywalker, the boy version. And this is the aforementioned. Okay, I do understand, you know, the body is kind of smaller, shorter, but then if you see the bulk of the arm, it's kind of similar. Anyway, it's just my gripe. Anyway, yeah, Star Wars is very much in scale to Star Wars. G.I. Joe, I guess, still very much in scale. Okay, with them. Marvel is generally taller, okay, in scale. So yeah, but it's just that I wish they could have made Rocket Raccoon with articulation. You know, at least arm articulation. Just the same with this. At least this guy, you know. I mean, it's a lot of articulation, really. So that's it. And a comparison. Okay, I think it's a very cool figure. Now while I'm doing this, I'll just recap now. I like the fact again how although it's a boy figure, little boy figure, they still put articulation. And then I like the dirty look. I'll always crave for that, you know, weathered look in my figure, if possible. So I dig that, you know. I like that the accessories are all working. It's just that I wish I can have a place to put this blade. It's a little blade. But I can understand the reasoning why they don't give that. I think the knife was there in sense of urgency, because he wasn't planned to be there. He was taken captive, right? But anyway, I really like, so small, right? So still have a lot of articulation. That's cool. So I really like it. Okay. So thanks guys for watching. I'm Austin from Way Hard. Subscribe to the channel, like the video. Goodbye.